Welcome to Welcome to the Virtual Cheese Awards 2024, showcasing the best of British cheese. I'm Isla and I'll be moderating this session. Today I'll be judging the best cow's milk soft cheese. And I would now like to introduce our two cheese judges. Sarah Minnis from the Cheese Buyer for Waitrose and also Will Chapman from Neil's Yard. Are you okay just to say something about yourselves, Sarah?
Yep. So hi, I'm Sarah Minnis. I'm the specialist and ingredient cheese buyer for Waitrose. I've been in role for 3 years now. I'm very honoured again to be able to judge at this year's Virtual Cheese Awards.
We're very pleased to have you. Will?
Hi, yes, I'm Will. So I work at Neil's Yard Dairy. I do quality assurance. So I'm part of the quality assurance and buying team. So I do a small amount of buying, but mostly quality assurance, food safety, that sort of thing. I've only been in this job since the beginning of this year, but for 5 years before that, I was working in retail for Neil's Yard Dairy. So I've been managing the shop, the one in Covent Garden at Neil's Yard. That's where I've been based mostly for the last 5 years.
You both sound really well qualified for this task in hand. So the judges will be using a point system for judging, scoring against 4 different attributes of the cheese: appearance, aroma, texture, and flavour. The winner will be the cheese with the most points, and then they will go forward to the best category stage finals on Tuesday, the 14th of May. Right, so I think we may as well get started. So you've all got the cheeses in front of you, and we'll just go through the order that I've been given. So the first cheese that you'll be looking at is code number F91002. Remember, judges, you're looking at appearance, aroma, texture, and flavour. And you have to agree on a score.
Yes.
We will. So, the first cheese.
And remember, this is a cow's milk soft cheese.
So, in terms of its look, it looks really stunning.
Wow.
Very nice coverage of the white bloom. I'd say we've lost a bit on the bottom, so maybe there's a couple of marks off for that, but generally it looks quite consistent. Is yours the same, Will?
Yeah, consistent for sure. It looks nice. It's got a nice, just a little bit of breakdown inside the rind. Yeah, the rind's quite thick on the outside, but yeah, it looks lovely and creamy. The appearance is good for sure. So
what should we mark the appearance? Appearance is out of 10, isn't it?
It is, yeah, all are out of 10, Sarah, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think, an 8?
Oh yeah. I was going to say 7.
Okay. Yeah, we can do 7.
Should we do 7.5? I think we can do half.
Can we do halves?
Yeah, we'll do 7.5. We can go with
7.5. Perfect. And
Okay.
then the aroma.
Aroma, yeah.
Hope you haven't got any scented candles burning in your room.
It just smells really clean.
It's nice,
and lactic. There's a slight sour cream note. It's very yellow. My sample's very yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, would cow's milk soft cheese generally have a strong flavour? I don't know. I'm not the expert.
Strong aroma, probably not too strong aroma. Smells nice. It smells like being in a dairy where they make them, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's nice. I think that's a nice smell.
Yeah, and that slight mushroomy note off of the rind.
Off of the rind, yeah, absolutely.
So, what do you think for aroma? It smells like it should do, really.
Yeah, I think 8. I'd give it 8 for smell.
8, yeah, definitely agreeing in the 8. And then the texture.
It looks really moussey. I mean, the breakdown around the edge is really nice to see, and then it looks really moussey in the middle. I think we're going to have to taste it to get a better.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's better texture on your mouth, isn't it, rather than. Got quite a few cheeses to get through. Don't fill yourselves up.
Yeah, don't eat it all. It's really moussey. It's lovely and soft in the middle, and then that liquid breakdown around the edge is just beautiful. So texturally, would I want to see slightly more breakdown? Maybe, I don't know. What's yours, What do you think, Will?
Yeah, I think a bit more breakdown would be nice. Yeah, it's nice. There's this, I'm not sure how well you can see, but it's like sloughing, you know, where the rind is pulling away from
Yeah,
the cheese, and it's nice to get a bit more sort of uniform breakdown. But
yes.
the texture is lovely and soft and creamy. It's got a good squidge to it.
So what do you think about 7?
I think 7. Yeah, I think 7.
Lovely. And the flavour.
The flavour.
Flavor's good, gentle, creamy.
Yeah, really
just,
creamy. Yeah.
You know, it's fresh. Just slightly sour, but not like overly sour, kind of creme fraiche vibes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's quite mild. It's I wouldn't say it's a strong cheese.
No.
Right.
Very much, yeah, and I get that sourness and a bit of lemon, bit of citrus coming out
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
So out of 10, flavour score, ladies and gents?
I think the sourness dominates a bit, and I'd probably want to see a bit more of where it's going. I think that's probably where it needs to break down a bit more.
It'd be nice to see how much more broken down it would get as it matured, you know?
Yeah.
Let
me try the broken.
I think I would stick with 7 on flavour.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I agree.
Both in agreement with that, 7?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Excellent. And any little comments to go ahead with that? You said the appearance was stunning, but anything to add to that about the breakdown of the texture or anything? Or
so where it's starting to break down, we'd love to see more of that, and that taken on a bit more, so you've got that balanced a bit more. But the middle of the cheese, that velvetiness and that moussiness is really nice as well.
brilliant.
Right.
Okay, so moussiness.
Moussiness. The words we're going to come up with today. Right, next one.
Perfect. Okay, so you're ready for your next cheese?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The code, again, just to remind everybody that we're on the cow's milk soft cheese category, and we're looking at F91006. And again, we're marking out for appearance, aroma, texture, and flavour.
So this is quite different from the last one. It's in a tub. Oh,
Nice.
smells really fresh.
Yeah, very fresh. It's younger, isn't it? Much younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks like those sort of looks a bit like those French styles you get, like Saint Marcelin.
Yeah.
But even kind of even less rind than that. It's young and fresh.
I don't know how we mark this for paint. I'm not sure. I mean, it looks really nice. I'm not sure how else it would supposed to look.
Yeah, it's quite hard, isn't it, compared because it's in a tub rather than.
Yeah, and I quite like having those sort of indents where maybe it's been in a mold or been sat somewhere. It's quite nice to see those. I think it adds character to the cheese. There's a bit on the top of that, like little circular lines.
Wow, it's
Do you want to go back to appearance and go with aroma while it's.
The aroma is really nice. It's really inviting. It's really fresh.
Yeah.
It's like a top note fruity smell. It's almost like an apple, isn't it? On the very
like an apple. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. Yes,
Sounds
it is.
pleasant.
Like
it
a
is
crisp
pleasant.
apple.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's really inviting. You think, oh, this is gonna taste like as fresh and as yeah. So I think probably the aroma I'd probably given. I mean, it's quite a strong aroma for quite young cheese. So
what do you think? 8? Do you think 8? Yeah, I think 8 for aroma.
Yeah.
And then
appearance is really hard. I think it looks really nice. Maybe we give 8 for appearance as well. I'm not sure what the benchmark would be.
Yes, yeah, same. I feel the same.
Okay, so that 8 for appearance and 8 for aroma.
Absolutely.
So texture.
The texture is much creamier than I thought. In fact, I mentioned Saint Marcelin, and it's not like that. It's much more like creamy, super like cream.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, it is like cottage cream almost, isn't
And
it?
quite it's quite a sharp burst, you know, really citrusy.
Mm.
Will, is there any chance we could adjust your camera? Because I'm just getting the sliced top of your head and it'd be nice to see your full face.
Yeah,
Or just lean back a
maybe
little
if I
bit.
pull.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Mm.
You can see our lovely Neil's Yard crackers as well.
So
So texture.
the texture, it's really rich and creamy. It's almost like it's got that clotted cream element to it, so it's really rich, and smooth, and quite mousse-like. I'd probably give it a 9 for texture for this
I
type
would
of
agree.
cheese.
I think 9. I think 9 for texture. I think it's yeah, it's really good. It's really nice.
And flavour.
The taste, is very citrusy, isn't it?
Mm.
Almost tart, actually.
Yes.
So it sort of pours your cheeks together when you eat it, but I mean, it's lovely. And very rich. Well, this is really tricky on. I could probably eat through a tub of this quite easily, which is probably a good sign.
Is that because of the tartness of it? So
The freshness, the tartness balanced with that sort of indulgent creaminess of it as well. So it's not, although it feels like there must be quite a lot of cream content in there, which is making it quite rich. The tartness is balancing it out, so it cuts through it a bit.
stops it really thickly.
Yeah. I mean, for taste, I mean, it's the most, like, it's got so much taste in it, and actually it lasts longer than you would expect that type of cheese to last for. So I'd probably maybe give it 8.5, 9.
I think
Will?
I would agree with 8, 8.5. I think that's that seems good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Put the lid on that, put that back in my fridge for later.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite a lot of cheese to be had before 10 o'clock in the morning. F9 1010, so 1010.
Yes. Okay. So this looks like a sort of feta style in oil.
Yeah. Leaking
Smells good.
Let me just get the
Looks
lid.
inviting
Mm.
from what I can see over here.
Yeah.
Well away from any cheese. The
Gosh.
appearance.
I mean, it looks really interesting, doesn't it? It makes you want to, like, get in there and taste it. And I quite like the fact everything's not uniform. It's the chunks of cheese are quite different.
Mm.
And then all the other herbs and stuff that are in the oil.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what can we see? Well, there's peppercorns in here. Looks like chili flakes.
Chili
Yeah,
flakes?
looks like chili. Yeah, I
Oh,
think so.
yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's nice. It's not uniform. It looks like, you know, it's hand cut. Obviously, it's not like
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So appearance.
Mm.
Probably 8 again, 8.5.
Yeah, I think 8.5. Yeah, I think it looks great.
And the aromas, actually, when you open it and you get those, it is chili. You get chili
It is
aromas
chili.
off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I just tasted oil. Definitely is chili. Yeah. Yeah.
And the aroma,
follows
obviously.
this.
The aroma's
The
lovely.
aroma, because there's a lot of things going on in there from what you've said. So
Yeah, the aroma is really nice. So I'd probably give that 8.5, actually.
yeah, would you be in agreement with that, Will?
I will agree. Yes, I agree with that. Absolutely.
Right,
Perfect.
texture-wise, I think down here.
Texture.
Oh,
Oh, so mine's falling apart a bit as I put my fork in.
Very quiet over there, Will. Spill oil everywhere.
yeah, I'm spilling a lot of oil. Yeah, it's nice. It's smooth. It's smooth and creamy. The texture. Mm.
Yeah, it really is smooth and creamy again. Oh, and you get that kick from the chili in the back of the throat, don't you?
That is good.
Yeah, it's really
It's
nice,
rich.
especially on a summer's day. Like if you're outside and you're eating all of that type of product, it'd be amazing just to have that on the side with glass of Chardonnay,
Oh, yeah.
whatever you like.
Very nice.
Let's
Yeah, I
bring
need
us
that.
back to a miserable rainy April day and think about the texture. Marks out of 10, please.
Really good. Yeah, I'd say 9 for texture.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then the flavour, have we tasted it yet?
mm,
The flavour's nicely balanced actually. So you get that creaminess of the cheese, the smoothness of the cheese as well. It's so smooth, even though it's held in those sort of chunks. And then you get that kick from chili, but the chili is a nice balance. It doesn't feel too overpowering, I'd say.
yeah, I agree. I was going to use the word balanced because I think that the danger is when you add something like chili to a cheese, you could add it to any cheese and then it would taste like chili, right? But
Yeah.
the cheese does come through, there is a nice balance. It's not overpowered by chili at all. It's got a beautiful richness, creaminess, and just a nice kick sort of gets you at the back of the throat.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'd probably say
it's
9
good.
again.
I think I would agree, yeah, 9.
So, but also with the kind of general comments, a balanced flavour with both kick and creaminess. So it kind of, yeah, happy with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to go for 9 for flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Lovely. Good scores. Are you ready for your next one, or do you need to take a sip of water, get rid of the chilliness?
Yeah, I might have to do
The next cheese we've got on is F9 again, 1030. And just to remind the viewer, we are judging the cow's milk soft cheese class at the moment. So
Okay.
F9 1030. This is our 4th cheese so far today. So again, we're looking at appearance, aroma, texture, and flavour.
This is more like the first in terms of the fact it's more like a brie type camembert like cheese.
Yeah.
Like a nice little wedding cake.
It is, isn't it? It's quite deep.
Yeah, it's got a good weight to it.
Yeah,
It's nice.
and it looks nice. There's some indentation around the edge. The white is sort of disappearing a bit on this one, but generally it's quite even coverage.
Yeah, this is nice. I like to see the marks from the rack that it's been sitting on. That's always good.
Yeah.
Um,
So probably for appearance, what, an 8?
I
Yours
feel
like
inclined to say 7.
7, yeah,
Yeah.
because of the edges and stuff.
Non-uniformity of it. 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then aroma.
And in fact, as I look in here, nice.
Seems to be less aroma on the rind actually. And when you open it up, actually, it's the aroma starts coming then. Again, it's really cream and lactic, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. And
A bit mushroomy.
a bit mushroomy. It's most comparable to the first one we tried.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, it's more gentle than I expected it to be, the aroma.
Yeah, and again, mine's breaking down around the very edge.
Yeah.
But not really into the middle. So it's just started that breakdown really.
Yeah, same. But the middle does look creamy. It's not like, I think that's quite
Yes.
yeah, it's not like it's underripe in the center. It's just the breakdown's just right on the edge there.
Yeah.
Scores out of 10 for the aroma.
I think
I'd say
probably 7.
7,
Yeah.
7, yeah, perfect. And then the texture and the flavour.
Let's have a look. Okay.
This is quite young in the middle actually. It's a bit dry in the middle, still dry. It probably needs to ripen up a bit more. So it loses that creaminess almost.
It's slightly bitter.
It is bitter.
Yeah.
It's more actually, it's probably less mushroomy when you taste it and more sort of the brassicas, more of that sort of cabbagey.
Yeah, cabbagey for sure. It's got like cauliflower vibes, I'd say.
Yeah. And we just taste the very edge because that's where the
Yeah. It is nice.
So scores out of 10 for texture.
There's just a bit too much bite on the rind.
yes.
A little bit too much like resistance on the rind.
Yeah. So probably 7, 6.5, 7.
Let's say 6.5, shall we? Yeah. It is nice. I don't want to be harsh on it. It is nice, but yeah, it's
I think it needs to come on a bit more, but
yeah.
in the taste, actually, I'm getting quite a lot of bitterness. I do taste bitter, I think, more than some people, but yeah, the bitterness is sort of the aftertaste there, which is a bit of a shame at the moment.
Yeah, a bit too bitter. Yeah,
yeah, maybe a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not totally bitter averse, but I think there's just a bit too much here.
Yeah, the salt level's nice though. Actually, there's a nice salt coming through.
Yeah.
And the flavors feel like they're going to develop, like that brassica note, like you said, the cauliflower feels like it's going to develop somewhere. So maybe it's just a bit young at the moment. So what do you think for flavor then? 7?
Let's say 7 for flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got potential.
It's got potential for sure.
A 7, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so your next cheese is 1034. So 1034.
Okay. The next is looks like another brie type.
Yeah, nice. So it looks similar. This one I can feel is much riper inside.
Yeah.
I can feel already it's got it looks sort of like a waterbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can feel again the rind is thick again.
But the middle is really squishy actually. When you squish it, you can see the cheese inside move up to the top.
Yeah.
Which is always promising. Always promising.
Yes.
I can easily peel a tangerine. You all had to feel.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, look at that. That is very ripe. So here you go. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So I think in terms of appearance, mine's disappearing quickly.
Yeah, appearance is good, but again, it's got the rind. There's it's too thick. The rind is too thick. I can feel it immediately, you know. But it's got a lovely breakdown, nice and runny, and it's got that little.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this still counts as appearance in the center, obviously, doesn't it? But it's a nice. I don't know how well you can see it really, but there's a nice little bit that's not broken down yet in the middle, which I always think is nice.
But
sort of chalky
the rind and the cheese are definitely parting ways on my sample.
Yes.
So appearance, shall we say, would we expect it to maybe be a bit more together?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I quite like it oozing and running and disappearing on me, but maybe it just needs to be slightly bit firmer. Shall we say an 8?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say 8.
8. Okay. And the aroma?
The aroma is lovely. Like the as soon as you cut it, you smell all those. It is mushroomy aromas again. But also it's really clean. It doesn't. There's no ammonia or anything on it at all.
Yes, and not nearly as powerful as I would expect, considering how ripe it is. You know.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this. So aroma, probably 8 again.
8 again. Okay, yes, let's say 8 again for aroma.
Yeah, 8 for aroma. And then the texture.
Texture, yeah, runny. It's runny, all right.
Yeah, it's running away. Try the middle bit first.
I've always thought runny cheese is a positive. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing.
Oh, it's really peppery.
Yeah.
So I think
So texture, this is
the
quite,
texture in the middle is soft and moussey, but still quite hard. But then you've got quite contrast to the outside, which is really liquid. So you've got, it's not a gradual move. It's quite
okay.
a big shift in texture, I'd say. But then, you know, that's probably great from a cheese making point of view that it will get there. I think you're right about the rind, slightly maybe too thick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the texture's a funny one because there's a level of ambiguity about what they want it to be like, because some people really want their cheese to be like this when you're eating it, right? They want you to cut it and it runs and it's lovely and you get in there with a spoon or with some bread or whatever. And
Yeah.
Oh, you're making me hungry.
But you're right, it's not even
So maybe
I mean, what do you think about 7?
7, yeah.
7?
I think so. I think you, especially from a consumer point of view, I suppose, if you think commercially and customer, they'd probably expect maybe something a bit more gradual.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then flavour wise,
The flavour's lovely. The middle bit, I get slight powderiness from. I think that's the extreme of the liquid, but the actual brie where it's broken down, or the cheese where it's broken down, is peppery, bit lemony. There's mushroom nut. There's lots of flavors coming through actually, and they keep coming through. So it's really complex. Not so actually at all, is it? And there's slight salt, but not too much. The flavor's quite nicely balanced. It's just that powderiness I get slightly.
I think there's just a bit more. I think there is some bitterness on the rind.
Oh, okay.
so flavour.
Flavor, I'd be inclined to say 7 as well.
Yeah.
Are you in agreement with that, Sarah?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then any comments? So, how do you describe the texture? A tale of two cities, almost.
Yeah, I think maybe just it would be nice to see it a bit more even. The breakdown.
Yeah. But there's lots of flavors coming through it.
Yeah, it is good. It is nice.
Did you say it's quite peppery?
Yes. Yeah, peppery. Yeah.
I wonder if we give it a 7.5. I feel maybe 7 might be a bit mean.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 7.5. Yeah.
After your second bite, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's hard when you're trying to, because it's sort of separated out a bit. I suppose you're trying to eat the rind, then the cheese when it's sort of liquefied, and then the middle bit, and then trying to compare all the three.
So when it's all in your mouth at once, yum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for the next one? Or
Yeah.
So I'm just doing it in order again. So F91061.
Right.
And we're judging the cow's milk soft cheese category. Just to remind everyone. Oh, another tub.
This one, and it looks like mozzarella.
Yeah, let me just take out the water. So it's definitely a mozzarella. Look at that.
Ooh.
Big mozzarella.
Wow.
Yeah,
And it's
beautiful.
nice and firm. It doesn't feel rubbery, it just feels firm, and it's got that sort of tight texture you'd expect from a mozzarella.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, appearance is good. It looks good. It looks like a lovely mozzarella,
Yeah. So what do you think? 9 for appearance?
I think 9. Yeah, I think 9 for appearance.
Top score so far on appearance. And aroma, does mozzarella have a strong smell? I don't know.
Well, yes. I mean,
Not on the outside, you'd have to open it, I think.
Cutting it with a knife, very controversial. Like you meant to tear mozzarella.
well, yeah.
You probably are. I'm just trying to get a clean cut.
Got into Jamie Oliver anyway.
Yeah, there's not much aroma coming out of anything actually.
No, but I wonder, it doesn't seem fair to, because like you wouldn't expect
You wouldn't
much of an
expect
aroma of a
so.
mozzarella, would you? So
No.
it's like you know, they've chosen to make a cheese that doesn't have a great deal of aroma, so
Aroma.
don't really want to mark them down for that.
Yeah, that's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it smells like it should smell then.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Should we go for a, I don't know, it's hard, isn't it? An 8? Or a,
Should we say 7.5?
Yeah, let's do 7.5. We like our halves.
We like the halves, yeah,
I'm
exactly.
hoping this spreadsheet will, yeah, it is adding them up. That should be
Yeah.
fine. Texture. I guess it's very easy with mozzarella.
Texture's good,
isn't it?
yes. Stringy.
Yeah, it's stringy.
Um,
It's maybe not. So the outside is peeling off a bit of mine, which I suppose you get to some extent. It's quite creamy, actually.
yeah.
Get those tears in it. I don't know if the texture's slight.
I've known them to be much softer inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the word, but they do tend to be softer inside, whereas this is almost peeling. It's almost
They have like layers on it, or
yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
like it's got layers. Whereas like the buffalo mozzarella might be smoother inside.
okay. So texture out of 10?
Probably a 7, I think.
Yeah, I think a 7, yeah.
I mean, the taste is going to be hard. Again, it's really lactic. It tastes really creamy, actually, like there's a extra portion of cream in there.
I
But
think the
that's
flavour
probably
is sorry.
that's probably about it, isn't it? You just get that cream, yeah.
Cream, yeah. Cream and well, yeah, and lactic you said already, didn't you? It's just got that.
Yeah.
Flavor score out of 10?
I think maybe 7 again.
7?
Yeah, I
Seven.
think 7.
Okay, and then towards the comments.
So the creaminess is nice, but it almost becomes slightly overpowering. Like it's maybe too much.
It could be, yeah.
I think for me, it's probably the texture that needs maybe a bit of working, just getting that smoothness a bit better in the middle, which might then help release the taste better, maybe.
Okay. Okie dokie.
But yeah, it's a hard one to judge, isn't it? In the middle.
It is.
Yeah.
The other cow's milk we've tried.
Okay,
It'd
so
be
ready
nice
for
to
next
see
one?
how it fares on a pizza, you know.
Yeah.
I was about to say
See its
that.
natural habitat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Olive oil drizzle on it.
Yes.
Okay, so your next one is F9 again, 1062.
Hey. Oh,
What are we getting now? We're going to get a wedding cake. Are we going to get a tub? We're getting a tub.
we've got a tub, yes.
This looks incredible.
It looks like a ricotta.
Yeah. It's got lovely markings on it. I
Yeah,
don't think you'll be able
beautiful.
to see them. But like basket, almost like weaved basket markings.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Have you taken yours out? Have you taken yours out of the tub there, Will?
I have, yes.
And it's holding its shape like that. Wow.
Quite a bold move. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. It looks beautiful.
Does look
Really nice texture. It's lovely to see that sort of fine grains of the basket it's been been set in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about the appearance. I think it looks really
Yeah.
lovely. I would say 9 for appearance.
Yeah.
9,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Okay.
it is.
Brilliant.
Do you know, it smells like fresh milk. You know, when you open like a blue top,
Mm.
Yeah.
they're not blue tops now, are they? They're all like natural tops, but blue labeled, like full milk.
Yeah,
It just smells like that. It's so clean.
very clean flavour. Clean smell.
So yeah, aroma's going to be difficult again.
I never know what to do with ricotta, actually. I've got a tub in my fridge, ironically, but I don't know what to do with it.
Let me see.
And silence descended.
So the texture is lovely. It's really oh, it's not moussey. How would you? I suppose it is moussey in a way, but it's got that give that you'd expect as well.
Yeah, it's difficult to, well, it's as it ought to be, but it's difficult to describe the texture of ricotta, isn't it? It's got a slight sort of, I know it's got an egg white quality to it.
Yeah.
But it's good. The texture is good, and the flavour. I
And
like
the,
this
and
cheese.
the smell, what was the aroma like?
Well,
Fresh, but again, it's
fresh, yeah, it's not much aroma, to be fair.
But then you wouldn't expect much aroma again, would we? So maybe
No.
we gave the mozzarella 8, didn't we? So should we give this
7.5,
8 as well?
actually, 7.5.
Half for aroma.
Well, should we say the same? We don't
Yeah.
want to be unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the texture. So the texture's
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 lovely.
good.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
It's not too soft, it's not too hard, it's just got that nice quality to it with that slight bite almost, isn't it? When you and the taste is really just pure, isn't it? It's just really clean, beautiful.
Yeah,
So-
clean and beautiful, yeah. And it's just slightly it's got a richness, it's slightly bready, you know. It's
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. I think
Scores
Yeah,
out of 10.
I would score it high.
Yeah.
So what do we think? Texture 8?
Yeah, texture 8.
Yeah.
And flavour, again out of 10.
I mean, for the type of cheese it is, I think again we've got to give it probably an 8, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say 9, so
Well,
we could meet in the middle if you like. What do
I
you
think
think?
you're in agreement with that 9, Sarah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's strange giving almost feels like strange giving a high score for a cheese that's got maybe less complex flavors, but it's got lovely balance and is just clean, as opposed to one that's maybe got 5 or 6 flavors coming through. I suppose it feels counterintuitive, but yeah, it's really nice.
It's a lovely balance and clean flavour, would you say? Clean flavour?
Yeah, very pure, I'd say, pure spongy. And bready, actually, like Will said, it's that.
Well, I don't want to force your hand. Do you want to say 8 on flavour?
No, 9. 9's fine.
9, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice.
Beating that as well.
And stay down the top, go to shape. Okay, the next one is F9 again, 1063.
So this is another tub.
Yes.
Oh, it's a big tub.
It is a big tub.
Now this one's intriguing. Mine doesn't seem to be set, but I think that must be what it's supposed to be. Like stracciatella, is it called? This Italian creamy. Do you think that's what it is? It's like it's almost liquid. Is it?
Yeah, mine's almost liquid. I'm slightly worried I got it out of the fridge too early. What have I done to it? It's really liquidy.
Yeah. Again, I'm now like a bit worried about my own ignorance because I don't know if it's supposed to look like this.
Okay.
Because that's not really what I expect cheese to look like. But there are some of these Italian ones like stracciatella, which I believe looks like this, but it's not something I'm really familiar with. You know, like at Neil Ciardet, we're very much sort of British and Irish specialists. So I
mean, it's quite. I thought it was going to be like cottage cheese, so I've got a completely different. But it's quite stretchy, isn't it? When you put to it.
It's icy, yeah.
So maybe it is the Italian, like
Yeah, I
mozzarella
think it is that. I think
type.
So appearance is really
Mm.
hard. I mean, it's not unappealing.
no,
It looks nice.
it looks tasty. It
It
looks
does
tasty.
look tasty. But I don't know what we give it for appearance.
No,
Maybe we'll go 7.5, shall we? Don't know if it's-
Shall we say 7?
Yeah, we can go 7.
and the aroma, I guess that's quite. Is it quite a strong smell, or is it like
No.
similar
No,
mozzarella?
it's
ones?
another gentle one.
Quite sour though.
Sour, yeah, it is sour.
Yeah, you get sort of sour note to it.
Yeah, it's not strong, but it is sour, a little bit sort of farmy.
Yeah. So maybe we give it a 7 again.
Yeah, absolutely. 7, yeah.
Texture again, that's a little bit tricky, isn't it? Because it's like the appearance one. It's
It's a really difficult texture because it's almost I don't know how to describe it. It's there's body in it.
Mm.
You taste it and see if I can.
Oh. The flavor's not what I was expecting, actually. It's more sour and more bitter than I expected it to be. I was expecting something much smoother.
It's quite a lot of cream as well, isn't there? The cream's
Yeah,
quite
a lot
high,
of cream, yeah.
but there is a bit more of a sour note to it. And sweet, it's quite sweet.
Mm.
sweet on that one.
That's probably the cream coming through.
So texture and flavour, we're looking for scores for.
Oh, so texture, that's really 7.
I think 7, yeah. I must admit that with this cheese, I feel a bit like I don't know what it's supposed to be like. I don't know what they're trying to do, and
Yeah,
it makes it a bit difficult for me to say how well they've done, considering I don't know what it is they're aiming for. But
yeah,
the
I
texture
agree.
is a nice creamy texture with some body to it, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say 7? Should we-
7, yeah.
seems- yeah.
Seven. Happy with
And
that?
the taste isn't you get those sour notes and then the creaminess coming through, and I think the creaminess is driving a bit of sweetness as well.
Yeah.
None of those are overpowering, so it's quite balanced, isn't it?
Yeah.
But again, it's
I-
hot.
Should we-
Yeah, I don't know what it's would taste like. Maybe we go 7 again.
Yes, I agree. I think 7 again seems good to me.
Seven, and
It's
then
very
we
nice.
kind of
Yeah,
we're
there's
just a little bit
oh. You still there? Yeah.
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 I'm just typing the comments, so we're not quite sure what kind of cheese we're trying to be with that one. So we're a little bit, but not an unpleasant flavour.
Yeah, that's probably down to Will and I not knowing enough Italian cheese, probably. Not the
Yeah.
cheese maker's fault.
There's always this thing with cheese. There is an element of subjectivity, isn't there? And you want to be able to be as objective as possible, but like different people like different things, and sometimes there's no escaping it. It's
Yeah,
it's the
hard.
challenge to
Yeah.
try to be objective with something that just isn't always objective.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, so the next cheese didn't arrive, the 1074, unless you've suddenly had it delivered.
No,
Um,
alas.
So the next one is F91093.
It's 1. So this was a
F910, yeah, 1093.
1093, yeah.
Yeah, this was a
Yeah.
really unusual shape.
Yeah,
But-
looks cool.
It does look really cool, and I think a whole one on the cheese board would look amazing.
Yeah.
Because I guess appearance is quite important when you're looking from a retail perspective, aren't you? Because people are choosing on appearance, they can't taste it before then.
No,
Yeah,
it-
absolutely.
yeah,
I always
Mm.
think that appearance is a little bit more important than you want to admit, you know.
yes,
Yeah,
We want to pretend it's all about the flavor, but actually, like, it makes a big difference, the visual impact, you know. It's
yeah.
yeah,
First
absolutely.
impression.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's nice to see a different shape, but it's quite rustic.
yeah.
I'm probably not as that consistent, but I've only got half. So actually, if the whole was there, maybe that would drive a bit more consistency. And then I've sort of got an orange mark on the top, which I don't know is supposed to be there or not, like that browning, orangey.
Yes, I see. Yeah,
Have you got the same?
I've got it much more on the underside here.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's just part of the
All right, you can see it now, yeah.
mold. But again, if
There's
you
a
look at the
little bit on
breakdown, yeah, there's a little bit there.
Is it
The
like a
breakdown,
cylinder, do you think? Will it be like a cylinder shape?
Yeah, I think the
like a
mold is
pyramid?
that way up. Yeah, and so they've set it like this in a sort of
oh, okay,
cylinder, right? And then you turn it out.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Interesting.
But the inside looks really creamy, really yellow. There's
Yeah.
breakdown near the rind, but even the middle bit looks really smooth, actually.
It does. Yeah, it does. It's quite nice. It's managed to be, the texture is quite uniform, but also quite ripe, you know, which is not always that easy.
So appearance, what should we give it for appearance?
Say 8.
8, yeah.
Both in agreement with that? You're quite enthusiastic about the shape of it? And
Yeah,
the aroma?
The aroma's good. Mushroomy again.
yeah. And buttery, actually.
Mushroomy and buttery. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it smells like when you know, you're cooking mushrooms in butter. It's lovely.
Yeah,
Well, quite earthy. I mean,
yes.
yeah. I'm a big fan of
So
those
scores out of
mushroomy,
10?
earthy.
Probably 8.5 for aroma.
Yeah,
It's quite inviting.
8.5.
Do you agree with that, Will?
I agree. 8.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Perfect. And then texture. Texture and flavour. Does it
I
say it's
feel very-
mushroomy?
The flavour. Actually, the mushroom's not as strong on the palate.
No, it's more brassicary again.
Mm.
And the
It's,
texture once you've...
It's quite unusual because although it looks like it's breaking down, the texture all the way through is quite firm, actually,
Yeah.
and quite buttery. Not hard, is it? It's got that creaminess to it,
Yeah.
but there's
Is it like a brie then? Is it that type of texture? Or...
It's not as broken down as a brie.
no.
Yeah, firmer than that.
It's quite firm, actually, isn't it?
I like it. I think it's got that just enough give that you could spread it if you
Yeah.
you had a pack of
Not a
crackers in
Peter's
front
Yard
of you.
cracker.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, no, but it is just a bit more resistant actually.
Is it going to snap your cracker?
It probably is, yeah.
Break the cracker.
And the flavour? What's the...
It's nutty as well. There's like a nuttiness to it. It's buttery tones definitely, and that brassica note comes through rather than the mushroom on the aroma. But there's also a bit of nuttiness to it, which is really interesting. It's got nice flavours coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
I think it's nice. I think it's one of the nicer ones we've tried so far.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's lovely. It's just really unusual, isn't it, to get all of those flavors.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So flavour out of 10.
A flavour out of 10. I would say
9,
8, I think.
8,
8, yeah, 9, 8.
8.5. We'll go
8.5. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I think we can meet in the
Or
middle.
8.5. Your comments were very 8.5, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to go higher than 8.5?
8.5. Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice
Yeah,
having
and then
all of those sorry, it's nice having all of those different flavors coming through, I think. That's why it's quite unusual. I expected something completely different, I think, from the smell.
And then the texture.
I think the texture's nice. It's soft. It's soft and it's got that butteriness in the texture as well.
Yeah.
Creamy. Would I want to see it slightly more broken down? That's my only question.
I think it would be nicer a bit more broken down. Yeah, I think that.
So maybe an 8?
Let's say 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say 8.
8. Okay. Right. So the next one, F9 again, 1103.
Uh-huh.
Different one again. 1103, yeah. This looks lovely. Got that nice
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
bit of
I think it's vegetable ash, isn't it? In the
vegetable
centre.
ash, is it?
I think so. Yeah, it looks like a Morbier style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the rind is really it's sticky actually,
Yeah, very sticky.
almost like it's been washed.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely been washed.
Yeah, it's got all of those sort of musty celery type, like cell in the cellar as opposed to green
Oh,
celery.
right, not like this. Yeah, yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it smells like it's been in a nice cheese cellar.
Stella.
So the appearance, I quite like the look of this.
Yeah, it looks cool for sure.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
So would you
Yeah.
say 8.5 for appearance?
Yeah, let's say 8.5. Yeah, absolutely.
And then for aroma, there's so many aromas coming off of
Aroma,
it.
yeah, there's a lot. It's got a lot of aroma. This one smells, yeah.
Are they pleasant aromas? Are they? Ooh,
Yeah, they are.
let's slap that on your cheese board.
Yeah, no, they are pleasant aromas. And because you've got the sort of mustiness of the outside, but then you've got more of that sort of creaminess and butter in the
It's showing
middle.
up on the camera. It's quite yellow. Is it quite yellow? Is it
Yeah.
a yellowy cheese?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
quite
is yellow.
yellow. But I think the aroma makes you want to sort of taste it and get all those flavors out of it. So I think probably aroma, because there's so much going on, should probably be about a 9.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
You
Yeah,
agree?
I agree. Yeah, it's yeah, I agree. I've got nothing
Yeah,
to add.
and then texture and flavour, the main one.
Texture, nice sort of squidge to it.
Yeah. It's soft, isn't it? It's very
It's good.
it is really nice.
I really like this. It does look nice.
It's very rich. And it's almost got that like a cheddar effect where it sort of coats your mouth, but it's softer and more of that alpineness coming through. It's quite unusual like that, isn't it? You've got the combinations of both. But lots of flavour.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like it. It's rich. It's rich, kind of hazelnutty.
Yeah,
But
hazelnut.
then yeah, those more sort of I don't really know what you'd call it, that rind taste. But,
Yeah, it's really so the texture is really smooth and really buttery, just really rich.
Sounds delicious.
it's
Yeah, so I think the
really good.
texture probably should be a 9, don't you think? Because it's quite
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I agree. I think a 9. Yeah, as much. That's another one. It was much nicer than I thought. I liked it more than I thought I was going to actually.
yeah.
Yeah, and it looks quite hard considering this is like a soft cheese category. You know, I thought it looked hard to begin with, but actually once you bite into it, it's beautifully smooth and creamy. And yes, it is. It is where it belongs in the soft cheese category. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And flavour.
Yeah, flavor is good. The flavor really, really rich, really sort of indulgent, unctuous. Let's see.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
not complex, but it's got the right balance as well. So like you said about the hazelnuts coming through, there's the butteriness there. But those flavors keep after you've eaten it, you know, you keep getting different flavors come through. So it's quite an interesting cheese.
Mm.
I like this one. What should we give it for flavor?
I think we should say, well, I mean, we've been very positive, haven't we? At least 8.5, I think.
8.5, 9. We should go 9. Let's
Let's
go
do
9.
9. Yeah, let's do 9.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it.
Perfect. Right, so the next one is 1105.
Oh, 1105.
Well, it's
You
another,
don't quite know what you're going to get, do you? It's quite
no,
exciting.
it's another washed one.
It is a wash one.
Lovely little square.
Gosh, look at that.
Smells,
Very pretty.
it is pretty, yeah.
So appearance.
Mm.
So it's washed, but it's also got some white rind growing on it. Mine feels like it's quite soft inside. I haven't cut it yet, but
Yes, same. Mine feels soft, yeah.
it's got that stickiness to it. But actually, the swirl and the shape is quite uniform, isn't it?
Yeah,
So I don't know, for 8 again for appearance,
yeah, certainly, 8.
and then aroma.
Aroma is strong. There's a lot there.
Yeah, it's quite that you get that pungent sort of yeasty broth.
Yeah, broth. That's a
Quite
good word. Yeah, meaty for sure.
on the outside. Let me just see what. Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, and that note, all of those notes come through in the middle of the cheese as well. Actually, you get because the outside, I think, so strong. You get that coming through, which is nice. So in terms of aroma, oh. So what do you want? Aroma 8.
Aroma. I think we should give it 8 for aroma. Yeah.
It smells quite strong.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. What time is it in the morning?
Yes. Right, it's gone 10:30 now. We're in.
We're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the texture, the way it's broken down, it's got that nice sort of squeeze on it as well. It feels lovely. So let's taste it for texture. Ooh.
Mm. Texture is yeah. It's well, I mean it's good. It's smooth. It's smooth. It's quite a sort of uniform breakdown.
Yeah. Yeah, the breakdown is uniform. It is really smooth. It's very creamy again, isn't it? But
Yeah, it's
actually,
creamy.
the flavour isn't as strong as the smell of the cheese. So that strong brothy note. It does taste beefy, I think. You get that beefy note going through.
Yeah, definitely. Like sort of Bovril.
Yeah, but not too much though. It's not too
No,
strong.
no.
So texture I like actually. That's nice and soft.
Yes. And feeling it, I thought we were going to see that same thing where it's firmer in the center and got a nice sort of and breaking down underneath the rind, but in fact it's
It's
well,
the
like
other
I said
way.
before, it's more uniform than that. It's got a nice sort of controlled breakdown.
Yeah, and actually around the rind is a bit firmer than in the middle.
Right.
It's like it's reverse.
Yeah.
breakdown. Is that what? It's not the technical term for it at all. Yeah, so texture, I think
I think it's
definitely
solid.
8.5. It's lovely, not 9, because it's really uniform, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would go with that, yeah. 8.5, yeah.
8.5.
8.5.
And the flavour is nice, though. I suppose you get the overwhelming brothy note. There's probably not many other notes I pick up in it easily, but that's what you'd expect really probably from a washed rind cheese. Or would you expect more? You probably would get a few more notes in it.
I think you could expect more. Yeah.
More.
You could expect more, yeah. But like you say, it's a lovely creamy gentleness and then that beefy, brothy kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, but
Not as
just those
complex as
two
maybe
things
it could
really,
be.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we do like a flavour then for like an 8 for flavour, 7.5?
Let's go for a 7.5, shall
7.5.
we? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
7.5 is good.
Yeah, but it's lovely. Cool.
Nice.
Okay.
Right.
Whole host of flavours to try this morning.
Cool. So we're up to double 1106. Is that the
What have you gone on to mute?
I don't think so.
Not you, Will. Has Isla
Oh,
gone to
Isla
mute?
has, yeah.
She might be typing.
No, I don't know what happened there. Back
Oh.
here. Yes, beg pardon. So 1106, that's correct. Yeah.
Cool.
Super. Well, we've got another little sort of camembert style. It's got a bit more, the rind is a bit more interesting, I think, on this one than those camembert ones before.
It's a bit more raised, isn't it? It's
A bit more raised, yeah, a bit more sort of like a rugged landscape, you know.
Yes. Yeah. But you can see where I do like it when you can see where it's been on the racks. I think it just the crisscross actually that they've taken the I'm assuming that's because they've taken the time to turn it in a certain way to get the crisscross as opposed to the rack was crisscross, but you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it's turned over and over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and then inside it's firm. It's firm on the inside.
Yeah, so appearance then. Actually, you've got a bit of breakdown around the edge, you've got the firmness in the middle, and then it's quite rustic on the outside. So shall we give it maybe a 7? Would we expect it to be a bit more uniform? Though I quite like it rustic.
Maybe I quite like this. I'd be inclined to say 8, to be honest.
8?
I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
Go for 8 on appearance then.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just
then,
aroma.
Oh,
again,
it smells
milky.
milky.
And
Farmy,
farmy, you know,
actually.
farmy.
Yeah.
It smells like the milking parlour in the on the
Yeah, it
farm.
does. There's definitely a cow smell to the
Yeah,
especially around the rind. Yeah. Whew.
So points for the aroma.
8.
Yeah, 8.
I might want more of the lactic note coming through, maybe, or it might be my fault because I smelt the rind first. But I got once I got the farmyard, it's hard then to get some of the other notes coming
Right, yeah.
through.
Okay, we'll go for 8 for the
Yeah.
aroma. And then the texture.
Texture, yeah. Let's see.
Definitely firmer than those some of the breed types we've had this morning.
Again, firmer than I thought it was going to be more broken down than this. But
It's not dry at all in the middle though, is it?
no, it's not dry.
It's really moussey. It's quite that you get those sour cream notes coming through.
Definitely sour cream. Yeah.
And it's a bit of fruity note as well, isn't there? There's something in there that's a bit more fruity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got like like stone fruits, like plums.
Yeah.
Green gauge. Yeah, I feel like there's. Do you think there's extra cream in there? Do you think that's added cream?
I think it's got to be, because again, it's almost like that texture's quite clotted creamish, isn't it? As you get to the middle. Or like a Brillat Savarin, you know, when you get that really like triple cream feel to it.
Yeah. So yeah, texture. I think 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. The flavour's really interesting because you have got those sour notes coming through, slightly fruitiness, so it's quite different from some of the others, but it's nice. The sour might overpower it slightly, but maybe it needs to maybe it needs to just ripen up a bit. It
tastes a lot like sour cream.
Yeah.
Which is I mean, that's a nice thing to taste like, isn't it? But yeah, very, very sour, very creamy. And yeah, and these fruity, sour, creamy, and fruity.
So, score for flavour?
Probably 7.5 for flavour.
Let's say 7.5.
Do you agree with that, Will?
I do. I do agree with that.
Yeah. I think I'd like to pull out that fruity note a bit more and just get a bit more balance there between that sour cream note.
Yeah.
So need more balance between the fruit and the sour.
Yeah, or another flavour to be pulled out just to balance that sour cream.
Very good.
Cool.
Okay, so the next one. So just to recap on that one, 1106, 8 for appearance, 8 for aroma, 7.5 for texture, and then 7.5 for flavour as well. Yeah. Okay, the next one is 1108. You right there, Will?
Yes, I'm back. Thank you. Okay. 1108. Here we go.
Yes. I can the aroma's coming through as I take it out of the packaging.
Yeah, smell it already. Really strong.
Do this job and not tasting the cheese, you know, I'm smelling the cheese. Oh, that looks nice.
So it's obviously a washed rind cheese again, but the rind you can move it off of the cheese inside. It's obviously ripening up.
Yeah,
which is quite amazing scientifically, I think.
Got some good geotrichum around the edges here.
Yeah.
My camera's not very good. I keep holding it up and then I think I don't know.
I can see it.
There's a lot going on with this cheese.
Wow.
But the look again is quite rustic,
Yeah, rustic. Yeah.
but really interesting. What do you think in terms of appearance?
I think it looks really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Wow. Look at that in the middle.
Mark's
Like the middle is, it's not what I thought it was going to look like inside at all.
What were you expecting?
I thought it would. I thought there'd be more breakdown actually, and yet there is breakdown because the rind you can move, so there's definitely a lot of breakdown. But then you've got this sort of white, very smooth white paste inside, which looks quite mousse-like.
the appearance.
Appearance. Should we give that an 8.5?
Yes, I agree. 8.5. Yes, absolutely.
And
then
then the
I
aroma.
think aroma, I would say 8.5 as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's strong. It's really strong. It's probably
It
the
is.
strongest aroma we've had so far, but there's a lot there, a lot of complexity. We've got
Yeah.
And the texture, it sounds like it's got quite an interesting texture from what you've said.
the
Yeah.
texture's great.
Again, there's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's breaking down around the edge, but not sloughing away from the cheese like they can, and yeah, nice, good amount of moisture on the rind. I think the texture's good. I'd say 8.5 for texture as well.
Yeah. And then the taste is strong, actually, isn't
The
it?
taste
Again,
is
it's
strong,
that
yeah.
beefy frothiness, isn't there, to the yeasty,
Yeasty, yeah.
very sweet, very top, like a top note that's quite sweet.
It's one of these where for me it's like too strong that I would like to eat, but that's not a criticism of the cheese. I can see that that's what it is. Like not just about strength, obviously, but yeah, there's a lot there. It's I think it's good. I think it's
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity in it, and because you've got all of those different flavors, so even though it's washed in probably a type of alcohol, I would have thought, but it's you've got that beefiness and that sort of bovril taste coming through, but actually the cheese itself has got lots of different things going on. So I mean, it is strong. That frothiness does overpower it a bit, but there are other flavors that come through.
Yes.
So flavorful.
Yeah, it's not the broth, that brothy, beefy strength isn't cancelling anything out. It's still balanced.
Yeah, and there's like a sour note to it actually. When you taste some more, you get different flavors coming through. And again, there's a fruitiness to it. Yeah, it's really interesting. They're commercially quite scary, I'd say.
Commercially scary.
Then so
You'd have to
scores
know
out
what
of
you were
10.
doing. Yeah, it's nice though. So what do we think for the flavour? A 9?
I think 9, yeah. I think
Yeah.
9, yeah. That's a lot. That is strong.
So we've given it 8.5 out of for appearance, 8.5 for aroma, 8.5 for texture, and then 9 for flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So okay to carry on? Yeah. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
So the next cheese is code number 1109. Again, cow's milk soft cheese category.
Oh,
1109. Ooh.
oh, there's another very French-looking one. It looks like a long. Looks lovely.
Looks really cute, doesn't it? I like it.
Yeah, it's nice in its little balsa wood
Oh yeah, good.
thing.
Cat box.
Yeah. And you've got the geoticum as well, haven't you? You've got the little
Yeah,
rind, the shape coming through the rind, and yeah, looks beautiful.
yeah, really beautiful. And again, that lovely the white molds just showing through the washed rind. You know, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So probably appearance, what, an 8 again?
Yes, eight for appearance. Yes.
Yeah, with that. And then aroma.
Aroma, yes. Again, it's strong. It's strong, but not as strong as the one before. Farmy again.
Farmy, yeah, and musty. You get those sort
Musty.
of yeah, those sort of
Yes, what do you say?
celery.
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 Celery, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Type. But actually inside the cheese is really lactic again and fresh and clean.
Yeah.
A bit brassica again as well, which is nice. So aroma, probably there's quite a lot going on from aroma point of view, so probably 8 again, I'd say.
Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree with eight for aroma, yeah.
And then texture.
Texture, I think, is really nice. I think that's
You've got some breakdown again, haven't we, around the
mhm.
round. Taste that bit.
Yeah. A good breakdown, but not too much. And a nice sort of slightly firm but creamy paste.
Yeah.
The rind is really nice, you know. When you eat the rind, it's not got that there's not too much bite to the rind, and I think it makes a big difference that it will just be part of I don't know what I'm trying to say. It will amalgamate nicely with what you're eating, you know.
Yeah, sort of blends into the cheese itself, doesn't it? That
Yes.
all of it sort of sits together nicely rather than separate bits.
Yes.
The
Texture is lovely.
Texture, yeah, 8.5, I would say for texture.
Yeah, definitely. And the flavour's nice, actually. There's sour notes coming through. Again, there's a bit of that sort of beefiness to it as well. Or yeasty, more yeasty actually.
Yeasty, yes, yeah, yeasty.
But again, there's some sweetness in it.
Yes, and but creamy still as well. It's quite rich, you know. It's kind of rich
Really
and sweet, and
yeah, the flavour's really nice, and actually it keeps coming as well. So there is some complexity in it. You get those different notes coming through. So maybe that's a 9 again. It's nice.
I think yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a 9. I think it's a 9. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, really good.
Okay, so the next cheese, I think only Sarah has a sample of this one.
Okay.
I don't quite know why.
Yes.
Technical
There was
hiccup, I think.
just one missing from my box. Yeah, I don't know why.
Your box. So it's a 1112.
Right.
So now know how it feels, William, just watching.
Yeah.
So this looks like another washed rind with the geotrichum as well. It's very sticky, but it's not as orange as the others. Actually, it's got sort of like darker brown marks on it and some whiteness coming through, but it looks quite uniform. And again, there's sort of marks on the top where it's obviously been on its rack, which is nice. So probably with all the others, I'll probably give it 7.5, just because you've got some browning on the sides, like darker browning down to lighter. Okay. So yeah, if we give it 7.5 for appearance.
And aroma.
Just find a all these soft cheeses are got to do washing up as well. Aroma. You get that farm, that sort of farmyardy, that musty, that sort of, like we said, celery. But you don't get much else from the rind. So I think, well, I think it was washed, but. And then inside you get that nice sort of lactic creaminess to it. So there's nothing too overpowering. It's quite moussey inside. I don't know if you can see that. It's like breaking down around the edge, and then it's got that sort of moussey texture to it. So probably texture, it's probably 8. It's probably comparable to the other ones. Yeah.
Is that 8 for texture or aroma?
Texture.
Texture.
And then aroma. The aroma is quite balanced. There's nothing too strong. You get quite a mixture of like the musty and farmyardy on the rind, and then that lactic and clean in the cheese. So I'd probably say 7.5 maybe for aroma.
Yeah.
And then taste. You have to all watch me eat. So actually the middle, well, it hasn't broken down as much, it's a bit drier. It's not as moussey. It tastes creamy, but it's not as moussey as it would look. And then on the outside, where it has broken down, the rind is probably a bit thick again.
Okay.
Which gives you a bit of a powdery feel in the mouth, and there's some slight grittiness coming through as well, which is probably where it has been washed. So from a taste or flavour point of view, I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay. So that's 7.5 for appearance, 7.5 for aroma, 8 for texture, 7 for flavour.
Yeah.
And comment-wise, just any little comments about it?
On that texture mark, actually, I'll bring that down to 7.5 as well.
Okay.
It's mild. It's quite lactic. It's quite creamy. I think it's probably a bit young.
Yeah.
So there's not many other flavours coming through.
Sorry, I'm just typing here.
I mean, it is nice to have a mild cheese after some of the stronger ones we've tasted. But you'd probably expect a bit more something else coming through it, and actually it's quite that sort of lactic notes. There's not much else coming through strongly at the moment on it.
Right, thank you very much. So with that one, we've got 7.5 for appearance, 7.5 for aroma, 7.5 for texture, and 7 for flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Back in the game now, William.
All right.
1138 with cheese, please.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
wow. We've got another washed rind.
Ooh.
It's, yeah, strong. It smells.
There is a bit of ammonia on that smell, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not
It's not as I don't want to say clean, but the last ones we smelled were quite that sort of yeasty and beefiness. This is
Yeah, well, it's ammonia, isn't it? I think you already
Yeah,
said it.
it's ammonia. It's quite a lot of
Yeah,
ammonia.
it's not entirely appetizing, the smell.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot going on and a bit too much ammonia.
Okay, so
But
on
then-
on the
Yeah, go on. On the appearance.
on the appearance, yeah.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
Um,
Probably a 7.5 again.
yeah, 7.5 for appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's see what it looks like inside as well. Yeah. Looks nice and creamy inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely broken down.
Really sticky on the outside again, isn't it? It's
Yeah, very sticky.
washing.
And yeah, well, let's have a look.
But
Yeah.
The smell, all I get from the aroma is just that ammonia, so it's quite hard to get past that, isn't it?
Yes, it's quite overpowering. Yeah, it's just
So
it's strong.
what's your input for the aromas for?
7.
So I think 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's a bit strong.
Texture, how's that feeling?
Texture is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
I'll get into this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Texture is good, creamy. Nice sort of
Oh yeah, really.
yeah, that's all.
It's really really strong. Oh.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be this ammonia-ish?
Well, I'm not sure. It's I doubt it.
I think it's quite hard to judge it because even in tasting it, you just get that hit
You
of
do.
ammonia.
Yeah, you do.
It's really hard to judge it on that. It's making my eyes water.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think the texture is lovely, but yeah, I agree. I
Nice.
think the flavor is really the flavor is sort of overpowered by that ammonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what comes through really.
So texture, if we give it,
I'd say 8 for texture. I think it's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the
And then-
flavor is less. Yeah, I think 7.
Yeah.
7. You think?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think we can't give it. Yeah, you just can't judge it because it's got too much ammonia happening, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so on cheese 1138, that's 7.5 for appearance, 7 for aroma, 8 for texture, and then 7 for flavour. Yeah. Okay, agreement with that?
Yeah, agree.
Lovely. So back on, we've got 3 more cheeses to taste now. So code number 1143.
Cool. Just gonna wash my knife and hands. Bear with me.
Yeah. A bit more.
I'd like to say at this point, thank you for Butler's Cheeses sponsoring the event and Peter's Yard Crackers as well. So thank you for that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swap the board over.
Okay, great.
Last one.
Back in. So again, it's cheese 1143.
Nice. 1143. Nice. So another bloomy rind.
Yeah.
Feels quite firm. It looks nice again. I mean, it looks like these ones, like a little brie or camembert.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice sort of
It's quite uniform, isn't it? And it's got that little bit of sort of denting in the top where it's
Yeah,
ripening.
yeah.
So I think that looks nice.
I think it looks nice as well. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think it's nice.
Like an 8.5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
8.5.
8.5. Yeah.
Starting off strong. And then aroma and texture.
It's nice when you
Yeah.
cut into it, actually.
Yeah. Aroma again. It's got that fresh, but then mushroomy brassica notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, aroma is really nice. It sort of gives you what you think you're going to then get in the flavour. It's really clean as well and fresh.
Yeah.
So probably an 8 for aroma
Do you agree with that, Will?
or 7.5. Doesn't give you
Let's
lots.
say seven. Let's say 7.5, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Texture's nice actually. It's all breaking down quite evenly. I don't know if the rind is maybe a bit thick for me, but
Yeah, I agree. I think the rind is a bit where like like we were saying earlier, there's a bit too much bite on the rind. But yeah, the texture's lovely inside. Nice breakdown. Nice creamy center.
So texture. I should wait till you've tasted it.
there's a bit of powderiness.
Mm.
I don't know if that's from the rind or from the
I think it's that chalky center, isn't it?
yeah.
Mm.
The
Yeah,
texture, what, 7.5?
Yeah, 7.5. 7.5 for texture, yeah. The flavor is nice, but it's just got a little lingering the rind lingers a bit longer than I wanted to. Just a bit too much bite and a bit too much bitterness on the rind. But the paste is creamy. It's creamy and it's nice. It definitely got those sort of like sort of slightly broccoli vibes.
There's a fruitiness coming through in the paste though, isn't there? It's really it's like a tropical fruit almost. It's quite unusual. But it's nice.
So far for appearance, we've got 8.5, aroma 7.5, texture 7.5. So your flavour score, please, ladies and gentlemen.
I would go for 7.5 again.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you've got a peppery note as well. There's quite a lot going on, but I don't think it's balanced enough going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
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 Okay. So just to recap on that one, we have got 8.5 for appearance, 7.5 for aroma, texture 7.5, and flavour 7.5. Yeah. Happy with those?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so your second to last cheese is code number 1164.
Brilliant, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a more unusual looking one. It's firm and squidgy.
Yeah.
It does look like halloumi,
Yeah.
but like a yellower creamy color.
Yeah, it's really firm, isn't it?
Yeah, it's firm, yeah. It smells good, quite sort of zingy, citrusy.
It's
Zingy,
really
citrusy
zingy.
aroma.
Yeah, it's really zingy. So appearance, I mean, it looks nice in appearance. It looks quite different from everything else.
Yeah.
So So appearance is a tricky one again, isn't it? Maybe we go 8. Not sure what's.
Yeah, yeah, it's that thing again, isn't it, where we're not where it's so unusual and not sure what they have
He's
in mind.
struggling with.
I say, should we say 7.5 for appearance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's been folded like you would expect a halloumi to be, but if it's not a halloumi type, then
Hmm.
And the
Yeah,
aroma.
nice, isn't it?
the aroma
I
is
think aroma's good.
premium.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had much more to it than I expected from looking.
Yeah.
And in
It's
fact,
got-
the texture's nice as well.
the aroma is quite fruity and zingy, like Will said. It's not what you'd expect.
Hmm.
It's really rich.
Yeah.
So aroma and texture.
Aroma, I would say 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you agreement with that, Sarah? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And the texture.
Texture is
The texture's like the middle bit of a brie that's not broken down. It's quite
yeah,
unusual, isn't it?
it is quite
But it's
unusual. Yeah.
nice.
Maybe 7 for texture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the flavour.
Flavor is it's not there's not so much there. It's got that same zinginess. You can taste it. It's slightly lemony,
Yeah.
slightly sour.
It's maybe quite one-dimensional. I don't know if it's got much going, like lots of things coming through. But it's still pleasant by its simplicity as well a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fair. I think that it is one dimensional, but it's not. It's nice. You know, it's a nice
Yeah,
dimension that it has, right?
yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it's
so I
still
think maybe
balanced. It's quite balanced still, isn't it? It's not like
yeah.
one thing's overtaking it. So maybe
I think maybe 7 for
7,
flavor.
yeah,
You think?
Yeah.
yeah,
Both agreeing with that 7, yeah?
yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
interesting.
that is 7.5 for appearance, 8 for aroma, 7 for texture, and 7 for flavour.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. The last one in this category, cow's milk soft cheese, 1179.
Mm.
Hey. Well, we've
It's a
got a
different-
pyramid.
Yeah. Oh wow, peppercorns.
Oh, yes. So yeah, we've got a little white pyramid with a peppercorn rooftop.
That
Yeah.
looks nice.
Yeah, it does. It looks really smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's nice, very presentable.
Yeah.
You can see, I can feel that the rind again. The rind is quite a thick one. I think got that penicillium rind.
Yeah.
Have a look on the inside. Yeah, creamy, super creamy on the inside. The appearance, I mean, it looks like an added. You know, I feel like they've added cream to that. It looks like.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
like it, doesn't it? So in terms of appearance, the sort of on the edges, the white has sort of rubbed off a bit,
Yeah.
but it still looks a nice shape. So maybe an 8 for appearance, 7.5.
Yeah, I think I think 7.5. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to make a pyramid cheese like this. Like that's definitely giving it something in terms of appearance. But yeah, like
Could be a bit more even.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and the aroma. Smell
The
of
aroma, you can really smell the peppercorns. That's nice. Once you cut into it, it has this nice peppercorn thing. But yes, the cheese itself is again farmy,
Yeah, it's
quite sort of cow. Smells like cows, you know.
It's got it's probably a mushroom, more like button mushroom note to it,
Yeah.
which is quite nice as well. I chopped off the peppercorn so I could smell a bit more. The peppercorns are nice, but they overpower. Yeah, the aroma's nice. I wouldn't say there is lots going on in terms of the aroma, but so probably about well, maybe 7 for aroma.
I think yeah, I agree. I think 7. Let's say 7 for aroma. Yeah, I've just eaten a bit, and texture on the paste is super creamy.
Yeah, it
Which
is.
is very pleasant. But yeah, the rind is again. There's a lot of bite and a lot of bitterness on the rind.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, I agree.
Quite hot and that fiery.
Yeah. But yeah, and you're right. The paste is really, really creamy.
Yeah.
So texture and flavour, we're looking for scores.
So yeah, texture. I feel like
the texture's nice. That smoothness, that creaminess is nice. There's a bit of breakdown on mine, but not a lot. So probably texture's probably 7.5 for me.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
7.5. I think 7.5 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then flavour.
The flavour, yeah, the paste is nice, but the rind is yeah, too much bitterness on the rind. But so I want to kind of like, I want to say I like the paste, but much less the rind. It's nice to have some heat on a rind, nice peppery hot rind, but that is a bit too much bitterness in with the heat.
Yeah, and the paste is very creamy, so that's the overwhelming note you get.
Yeah.
So again, you don't get, there's not lots to it. It's just heavy, quite heavy on the creaminess, on the cream. So probably for me, it's probably about 7.5 on taste again.
I think I'd say 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Shall we go with 7 then? Or should we go for 7.5?
Yeah, no, 7's fine.
Seven?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And you have now finished your judging of the cow's milk soft cheese.
Wow.
Thank you very much. You're going to have a cheese toastie at lunchtime.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to make a cheese sandwich here.
Yeah.
So looking at the scores so far, the overall winner of that category was F9 10 10. And then in joint second, I believe, is 1093 and also 1006. Looking briefly at the scores now. So
can you say those again? 10 was first.
10 10 was first, and then joint looks like joint second is 1006 and 1093.
1093.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting. So thank you for Butler's Farmhouse Cheeses for sponsoring our lovely aprons, and Peter's Yard for supplying their delicious sourdough crackers. Thank you also, judges, for your hard work in cheese tasting. And everybody, the live category finals will be on Tuesday the 14th of May and our grand final on Wednesday the 15th of May, revealing the best British cheese along with the awards that recognise the talent and passionate people in the industry. And the day will culminate with the award of our Supreme Champion for 2024. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Bye.